In the 1800s, French economist Alexis de Tocqueville came to America to discover what were some of the key secrets to success of this new and emerging country. What de Tocqueville noticed was how people repeatedly were coming together and forming associations. There were all types of associations being formed, including professional, social, civil, and political. And these associations were being formed by the people of their own free will. Furthermore, de Tocqueville noticed how people came together to help out one another. There was a type of esprit de corps that he had not witnessed in Europe. If a barn blew down, the neighbors came to help one another build a new barn. People worked together to build new towns and new communities, often overcoming great obstacles and differences for the common good. This surprised the young de Tocqueville, because in Europe, the aristocrats had absolute and complete control. Associations were neither encouraged nor, in many cases, even allowed. It was in this willingness to come together to help each other out that the roots of organized philanthropy in America were born. Tonight, we celebrate the coming together of a group of community leaders in 1985 who saw the potential of an association, or rather, an institution that would gather assets from community members and business leaders, and that this new institution would do good with those dollars. The person leading that charge was Alex Didier, and many others joined him to move the vision of the Central Minnesota Community Foundation forward. Early contributions, as you've heard, from the Otto Bremer Foundation, the Bush Foundation, the McKnight Foundation, also the Gannett Foundation, and Zapp National Bank became a part of an initial corpus of funds for the benefit of the community. Shortly after the Community Foundation was formed in 1985, a terrible tragedy struck a local family. Jack and Myra Seifert's son, John, was killed in a terrible accident while working for the wastewater treatment plant in Davenport, Iowa. And though they knew they could never bring their son back, Jack and Myra found solace in setting up a scholarship fund for students who were going into wastewater treatment at the St. Cloud Technical College. This became the first legacy gift and component fund at the Community Foundation. Today, the Foundation is a steward of over 500 such community legacies that support such wonderful causes, from feeding the hungry, sheltering the homeless, providing scholarship opportunities to students, celebrating the arts, assisting youth in our community, and building connections across this area. Last year, grants from the Foundation totaled in excess of $4.7 million, and that stands as a testament to the original vision of the Foundation's founders. At the core of the Foundation, which enable these grants, are the thousands of generous donors who give back. Last year, over 50 new funds or legacies were established and over $5 million in new gifts contributed, and an additional $5 million in deferred and planned gifts were made. Equally important with the donors, though, are the many quality nonprofits that serve our community. It is our role at the Foundation to bring together the donors and the nonprofits through our mission of engaging people, connecting resources, and building community. We do that twofold: by building the long-term financial capital of this community, as well as the social capital, or the connectedness of our community. Alex Didier was our founder, and he loved the outdoors, and he enjoyed working the land. He was quoted as saying, "We are not owners of the land, but temporary stewards." This is the cultural trait that has been passed down to the current board, volunteers, and staff at the Foundation. Today, our board is ably led by Brian Myers, who does an outstanding job, and a truly incredible, committed group of engaged volunteers who were introduced earlier, who currently serve on the board of the Foundation. They, along with the many donors and volunteers, make the Foundation work. In addition, the Foundation is truly an outstanding group of committed employees who are also stewards to this legacy. And as I do every year, I'd like to recognize them. But this year, I'd also like to recognize their years of service, because I think you'll see that these are people who are not about just having a job, but it's about being involved in a movement and giving back to the community. So I would like to give you their longevity. First, Susan Lorenz, the first person I hired at the foundation, has been with the foundation for 13 years. Barb Carlson, 10 years. Connie Veery, 9 years. Sandy Henley, 9 years. Greta Stark-Crocker, 9 years. Glenn Taugis, 3 years. Janet McConkey, 2 years. Melissa Walrath, 2 years. In addition, Mike Burton, who works with the Brainerd Lakes Community Foundation, one of our affiliates, and the Minnesota Real Estate Foundation, 4 years. Jerry McCarter, now with the Minnesota Real Estate Foundation, 2 years. And the two most recent hires who work with the Wilmer Area Community Foundation, one of which is with us tonight, Dean Anderson, and that's, I think, 6 months, and along with Nancy Johnson. I'd like all the staff to please stand and be recognized. Tonight, as we celebrate 25 years, it is important that we turn our attention to the future, the next 25, 50, or 100 years. And the future of central Minnesota, in my opinion, has never looked brighter. We are endowed with wonderful natural assets, from rich farmland to beautiful forests, lakes, and streams, and the mighty Mississippi River right in our own backyard. In addition, we have wonderful people who have joined the German Catholic immigrants, and today our population represents the many corners of this globe. And more people continue to move into this area than choose to leave. We have entrepreneurs and business leaders working on creating the businesses of tomorrow, and tremendous institutions of higher education, including St. Cloud State University, St. Ben's, St. John's, and St. Cloud Technical College. In the coming years, we see it the role of the foundation to be an active leader and partner in improving the overall quality of life in our region. Specifically, the foundation will continue to grow the financial assets of the foundation and be the premier place to hold individual and community legacies of central Minnesota. Each legacy is special in its own way, and in its own way impacts and makes our community a better place to live. We intend to continue our service to donors and fund holders and connect them to the causes that matter to them most. The foundation also will continue to lead through our service to the community as a funder, a convener, and partner with other organizations who share our belief in making central Minnesota a place we all are proud to call home. The foundation will continue to support the creation of a broad community vision which unites this community around a compelling and exciting future that all central Minnesotans can embrace. We will continue to support efforts like Create Community in its efforts to dismantle racism through systemic change, and will work to see how we can be more inclusive as a community. We will continue to support the cultural arts plan, entitled now Art Works, ably led by Mimi Bitson, which helps us as a community see the importance of creativity and innovation, how that is going to be absolutely key in the future to our economy. We will continue as a foundation to engage the next generation of philanthropists through the Emerging Leaders Forum. We will continue to create signature funds that engage volunteers like the Women's Fund and the Good Samaritan Fund. We will support volunteerism, as Brian noted, the Give It, Get It volunteer initiative, along with a partner the foundation has worked with over the years, the United Way. Throughout all, we will continue to do what we can to build bridges of understanding, which bring us together as a community. Bridges of understanding between young and old, between rich and poor, bridges of understanding between red state and blue state, between Norwegian Lutherans, German Catholics, and Somali Muslims. Understanding between entrepreneurs and business leaders and those that provide basic services in our community. Evidence shows us that through building bridges, we build a stronger community. In the story of Alexis de Tocqueville, what they don't often talk about is that at that time he came to America, it was a very difficult time. And though people gathered to create associations and help one another out, all was not well in this land of opportunity. There were deep divisions under the surface. There were different opinions and views on issues like states' rights, and in particular, slavery. These divisions brought our country to its knees, a bloody and protracted civil war. Divisions can have consequences. People stand today at the field at Gettysburg and they bear witness to the hatred and strife that caused over 50,000 casualties on a single day on American soil. A total of 620,000 Americans were killed during our Civil War. And today we are one country. But our country and our community are challenged by a struggling economy and differences that exist on many fronts. A technological age has created opportunities for us to associate, but also opportunities to silo with only those who are like us. As we look to the future at the Foundation, we have an opportunity to build bridges, if only we believe in the power of giving and the power of community. I met a man from Morocco last week. We were at our national conference, and we were driving in a cab on the way to the airport on the last day. He was a Muslim. When he learned that I had attended a conference on philanthropy, he said, "You know, my religion teaches me that as a tree grows, some of the branches need to be trimmed. And if a tree's branches are trimmed, the tree grows even stronger." In other words, he believed his religion called him to give like a tree gives, and in the process, the tree becomes stronger. Alex Didier and the founders of the Community Foundation believed the foundation could become an important institution in encouraging people to give and in building community here in central Minnesota. We continue that cause tonight and continue to believe in the power of community as we work to engage people, connect resources, and build community. For the sake of our children and those who are going to come after us, we choose tonight to believe in the power of community both today and for the next 100 years. We choose to believe. Thank you.